Stress. Now, I run a consultancy that is based in commercial environments across multiple sectors, but focusing on the psychology and the impact of negotiation and how to become a better negotiator and then therefore improve the profitability of your business. Now, one of the interesting things about negotiation is in moments and in periods of negotiation, it is a stressful environment. It is incredibly stressful. It's one of the only modern day forms of conflict. You know, in previous times, and if we were to go back hundreds and thousands of years, depending on our environment, there was a basis of physical conflict. Now, unless you're getting yourself into a boxing ring or whatever it might be, we don't have that that level of physical conflict anymore. The area in which in our professional lives that we do come across this conflict is intellectual. And there is no bigger battleground for intellectual conflict than negotiation. And that is where we have the replicated level of stress. And anyone that has ever negotiated, anybody that has ever come into a conflictual environment will know what that adrenal response is like. That could be in a commercial environment, that could be in a negotiation, but that could also be at home. That could be on the street. That could be with any arguments you've ever had. The physical response is very, very similar. Now, what I work on and what I'm working on at the moment with my clients is how to manage this level of stress and this level of conflict remotely. Now, of course, anybody in this firm here has had a dramatic change in the last year as to how the environment in which you work in is happening on a day-to-day basis, and seeing some of those poll results there doesn't look likely that is going to change in the near future. Now, one of the things that I'm working on and I work on with my clients is I work on a consultancy level where I work with my clients in helping them become more profitable, helping them understand from a psychological point of view how best to approach a negotiation or commercial deal. The other side is coaching, and I work with teams and one-to-ones and groups as far as coaching is concerned in how to better understand from the top down your own employees, but not only that, how to better understand your external parties. Once again, a huge amount, and Sarah, I'm sure you'll attest to this, what we go through when we go through some stress or we go through a stressful environment is an adrenal response. You have the stress hormone there, as you mentioned, cortisol, and that's released into your body. And that's released out of us as human beings in two ways, through verbal reactions and non-verbal reactions. And what's really important from a management point of view and from a conflicting point of view, if you are to mediate this and if you are to manage what's going on, is to start to be able to notice those signs. Start to be able to look at your employees and start to look at the teams initially. What's changing with them? What's happening with them? What are you identifying or not identifying that your employees need? What we need to be able to deliver from the top down in a business is a level of satisfaction to our employees. Not only does that increase productivity, but it also increases things like employee retention. Now, understanding your employees and having a psychological understanding, whether it be through education or be through something you want to do yourself or self-improvement, Forbes state that 96% of employees need to feel some form of empathy. They need to feel that their management, their business understands them. What we're going through at the moment globally, there has never been a greater time of overall business requirement to show and manage your empathy. The problem is that less than 5% of businesses try and invest in ensuring that the top line down understand it. If you're going through periods of stress, of course, everybody is at the moment working from home, it's about being able to use this, show this level of empathy in order to develop trust. And then we go back to what Helen said about listening. It is imperative. It is imperative that we spend time questioning, have really targeted, as you said, also open-ended questions as to how to develop this information and gather this information from our employees. We need to develop that trust. We need our employees to feel like they are being heard, that what they are saying during this time is being listened to by the business. When it comes to conflict, which again is a weird and unusual environment to be in, certainly as we are now virtual, is managing things like opinions, managing differences, managing change. I'm sure everybody on this call has had some sort of email which seems passive aggressive, finished off with kind regards. Well, it's managing and understanding what is really being said there and how to best employ different strategies throughout your business to resolve and mediate those levels of stress and conflict. And if there's anything, of course, that I can do to help with this, and anyone would like to chat, obviously my door's open. But metaphorical door is open. But as far as stress is concerned, again, do not expect this to go away in the near future. The things are, as far as the world is concerned, we are paying more attention to mental health now. But it's something that certainly needs focusing. And the question for everybody on this call is, are you doing enough at the moment to consider it?